Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So we've just made it out again on our photographic tour in Kent to Rye Harbour, and creating fantastic conditions that we've got this evening for sunset. So hopefully again working out to be a really good shoot. Obviously still out with the guys from the camera club, so working out to be again a really enjoyable day. Obviously done Dungeness earlier, which was really interesting, and then now moving on down here to Rye Harbour. Got the lovely sun, the clouds sort of breaking up. Whether or not it will or will not happen for actual sunset, wait and see, but that's about an hour or so away. But really got a couple of compositions already in the bag, which is really interesting, and hopefully working on a few more as well. But yeah, again, really enjoying today's shoot. Got the next image set up here as we've driven along the coast for a little bit over to Rye Harbour, and walking along the trail here for the nature reserve and come across this lovely building. It's got that sort of red roof, which is going to hopefully make the colour pop that little bit more, and got the camera set up really low to obviously eliminate some of the distractions in the background, which I don't really want in the image, but fill in foreground with some of these sort of bushes and stuff that's obviously growing here. And again, obviously, with the hut itself, obviously, up there in the top right-hand corner. So the exposure that I've got is f9, ISO 100, and about 80th of a second exposure as my base image, and then bracketing 2 stops either side. Just timing it right though, as the cloud is coming in and the sun is just sort of breaking through every now and again, just so we can obviously get that right light on it. But if not, I've got those exposures in the bag that I can obviously then pull out some of the colour in the both obviously all 3 images as well, so hopefully working out again to be a really good image. So from the next composition, I've basically done sort of 180 degrees on that actual hut now, but come a little bit further along the path as well, and the sun is sort of breaking through the clouds, so it's making to be a really interesting image. And filling some of the foreground with some of the foliage that we've got here as well, some of the shingle beach, and placing the hut on the right hand side of the image, working out to be really quite interesting. So again, bracketing the image. Settings are f11 ISO 100 and about 100th of a second as the base image, and then exposing or taking bracketing for 2 stops either side. So again, yeah, it's an image working out really well. One thing about this one is timing, but for 2 factors. One, to make sure that obviously the sun's not behind the clouds and actually popping out, but also that there's no one walking along the path here as well. So it's a little bit of a waiting game. but again, hopefully the final image will work out really quite well in the end. So for the next composition, what I've got here is some of the old wooden posts that obviously I've used to protect the shoreline that are leading off in a lovely sort of uniform line here. So I've got the camera set up in portrait orientation at f5.6 ISO 100 and about 80th of a second exposure. And I'm picking out and focusing with using a telephoto lens on about 85mm. And obviously then it's creating that lovely depth of field, so you're still seeing some of the details in the background, but obviously it's softer and not in as sharp focus if you were obviously to increase the f-stop. But yeah, as a composition, I'm really quite liking this one. Again, it's timing it so you can obviously get the sun coming out illuminating one side of the actual wooden posts here, so hopefully again lifting that image that little bit further as well. But again, yeah, another composition in a bag, working out to be a really good, interesting shoot. One of the pillboxes here that's along the shoreline, and creating a lovely image looking straight through one of the openings in the pillbox, straight out back over to that hut with the red roof. And yeah, really working to an interesting image. Obviously got the exposing for the view through the actual gun emplacement here, but yeah, working out to be quite interesting. I've got the camera set up on f9 ISO 100. Base image, can't remember off the top of my head, but obviously I'll post it up as well. But yeah, working out to be a really good image. Quite a unique one, looking out sort of with that frame, but hopefully again, interesting image nevertheless. Along the path again and come across these again wooden posts, working out to be a really lovely image, and I think it's probably going to be the one that I'm going to use for my sunset shoot. So I'm composing the image at the moment with f22 as my f-stop, because I want to create a little bit of sunburst or a starburst on the actual sun, so hopefully work out really quite well. But obviously there's such a dynamic range between the foreground and obviously the sky. So what I'm having to do is keep it f22, ISO 100 and 1/4 of a second for the foreground image, and then for the sky I'm balancing that out at about sort of 1/50th of a second and blending the two together. I think if I did it in bracketing, the brackets, the 2 stops either side, probably won't give me enough dynamic range, and having to sort of do that a bit manually just to work out and make sure that I've got that those 2 exposures that I can blend together. But as a composition, I'm really quite liking this one. You've got the 5 posts there. You've obviously got the pillbox as well, which is telling the story more about the actual location here. Yes, it's very close to obviously Europe, so yeah, obviously when the Second World War, it was sort of literally the front line at some point. So yeah, it's a part of the history of this location, and that's why I want to sort of portray within some of my images today. But yeah, as the actual sort of final shots, hopefully working out really well. The other bonus at the moment, and maybe the fatal last words, is the bank of cloud is just lifted on the horizon, the sun's coming down, it is hazy, so I doubt that we're going to get any of that reflected light, but who knows. In the opposite direction it's lighting up some of the clouds there, but I'm not too sure that we're going to get that sort of reflected light onto the base of the clouds, but who knows. 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the line may well change completely, but hopefully this location, this composition locked down, so when it does work I can take this picture straight away. So it's been another great shoot here. Really enjoyed this location. I think there's so many potentials, so many different compositions to have here, and may well be definitely a place that I'll come back to explore that a little bit more, and yeah, hopefully different weather conditions capture those images. But as a day out doing photography, absolutely fantastic. I love these days out with the other guys from the camera club, sharing those information, as I said many times before, helping others, having that chat about it, working out and sounding off with others, rather than being on your own and not being able to obviously have that conversation and obviously discussion, unless you want to seem really crazy. But yeah, it's working out to be a really interesting day and a good laugh as well, which is an absolute positive. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of the images as well, and the images that I captured at Dungeness, and yeah, hopefully working out to be really really good. I may well split these vlogs into 2, one at Dungeness and one here, depending on obviously how it looks in post-processing. But yeah, really enjoying the day out. It's been fantastic. So hopefully just waiting for that sun to set, get those images last in the bag, but working out again, as I said, really enjoyable day out. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't considered it already, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. But thanks a lot for watching, take care.